Hey, what's up? How is everyone doing today? I hope you guys are doing great. Today, I am going to be transforming this sea temple into an underwater McDonald's. So when looking at sea temples, I've always thought they had some sort of like McDonald's-y building shape, especially like the retro ones. Let's see how this goes. And if you do enjoy this video, please smash that like button and maybe hit the subscribe button. Let's not waste any more time and let's get building. So before I start building this thing, I need to clear a lot of this land. So I just use World Edit just to clear a lot of the surrounding areas. And then on top, there was a lot of seagrass I had to get rid of as well before we can start building it. So the plan is to use the bottom supporting beams just as the wall for the McDonald's. And then as sea temples have this naturally slanting roof, I thought it just worked perfectly for the roof of a kind of retro style McDonald's. So next up, I just started pushing the kind of outer beams in by one, just so we can create a nice overhang for the roof itself, which I think will just look that bit nicer when we get to it later on. And then next up, I'm just going to replace the wall with some grey kind of pillars, just going all the way around. And then for the back area where kind of like the kitchen's going to go and all that, I just added some wood planks going all the way around, just to join up with the windows on the other side. And then after that, I need to push all the walls in between each window back one, just so we can fit all of our glass in. And I wanted to use glass panes. I started off with glass panes, but I had some issues later on where the water just kept leaking everywhere. Because I thought they worked alright in water now, but clearly they don't. So I did switch the blocks later on. And then here I am just filling in the roof. So I'm just using the kind of slanted edge of the temple as a guide. And just by doing this, our McDonald's is now coming together. We've got the walls done, we've got the roof done. Now we've just got to get kind of like all the finishing touches to it. So just building the roof up, making that slope a little bit steeper. And then we'll get on to kind of getting rid of the rest of the temple. One thing I do like is how I use the arcs from the sea temple and integrated it into the McDonald's logo, which I think looks quite nice. So I added two nice arcs just going out of the roof there, which I think looks quite nice. And then coming inside, as you can see, we have a bit of a flooding issue here. So I just had to soak all this water up with loads of sponges. And also, as you can see, the roof is leaking quite a bit. So I had to kind of sponge the top bit of that roof as well. This is where I was starting to have a few issues with the glass panes. For some reason, when I sponged the inside, it added loads of air on the outside. So I just changed the blocks. That was just a lot easier. And then moving on to the outside, I added the famous McDonald's logo. And then next to that, I added the text as well, which I was quite impressed that I managed to fit it on there. So that was quite nice. And the next up, I'm just doing all of the pavement going all the way around. I'm going to start laying out kind of like the roads for the drive-through area. Well, I say drive-through area. This is going to be a submarine drive-through. So I'm quite excited to do that. So I'm just going to get all the parking area done and then we can move on to getting some submarines built. And because we're undersea, I thought it'd be nice to add some coral bushes outside the McDonald's as well, which I think looks quite nice. Just kind of suits the kind of sea theme. And then after using those coral blocks, I got obsessed with them. So I just ended up placing them all around the McDonald's for a bit of extra scenery here. Because let's be honest, the ocean that I was building on was pretty dull. So I thought I'd liven it up with loads of different colours, which I think looks quite nice. And then once the scenery is all completed, I'm now going to move on to the submarine. And I haven't really built a submarine in Minecraft before, so this was definitely a challenge. So I went with a nice yellow submarine for this, which I think looks quite nice. Made sure there was a big window at the front so people can have a nice view when they're driving in the sea. And then I thought it would be nice to add some glass panes on the back as well, just to make it look like the motor's running, which I think was quite a nice effect. And then I just ended up copying and pasting these all around the car park and also in the drive-through. Also just jazzed up the colours as well, changed them, which I think looks quite nice. And the next up, I definitely need to fix the lighting issue inside. So I ended up just placing loads of sea lanterns on the ceiling. And then just to make them look a little bit neater, I just topped them off with some iron trap doors. And now for the interior, I wanted to go with some nice comfy seats in the McDonald's. So I ended up using this kind of slab and wall design, which I think looks quite nice. Wanted to use a bit of variety, so I added a bit of yellow in there as well, a bit of bright yellow, which I think looks quite nice. So I just done that all the way around, and then on the other side, I thought it'd be nice to add some sort of more kind of stall area, which I think just gives it a bit of something different to the restaurant. And then at the back, I just started sectioning off the different areas of the restaurant. So I just had a nice grey wall, just section it off, and then as you can see, I'm just making the order counter. And then behind it, I added a nice little grey wall with a nice little M. I think that's just a nice touch to it. Just adds that extra bit of colour. And then once I've sectioned all the walls in the back area, I'm now just going to add a bit more furniture. So I thought I'd replace one of the stalls just with some more seats, just because I wanted to add a few pillars just for kind of like a realistic effect. And then in the middle, I added some touchscreen devices where you can order all of your food, which I think looks quite nice. And I also managed to add some nice sauce and bin stations just either side. And then just to fill up a bit more of the space, I just added a few more chairs just to fill up the restaurant that little bit more. And just in the back corner, I got rid of some of the sauce stations to add some more seating. I thought it would be nice to add a longer sofa this time, just to jazz it up a little bit more. Why not? And then once that's done, I thought I'd craft some nice burger and fries banners just to go on the walls, just that extra bit of decor there. And I also spawned in some custom heads, just so we can add loads of nice McDonald's food all around the restaurant. And then after that, we moved on to the kitchen, and this was quite a big kitchen to fill, to be honest. I struggled to fill this. But in the end, I did add some nice stuff in the kitchen. So just here, I'm just setting up the whole drive-through area. I thought it'd be nice to add another M on the wall there, just for extra bit of colour again. And then after that, I'm just setting up all the different stations for all the food to be cooked. So I've got some nice grill areas there. I've got some deep fryers just on the end there. And then in those 3 tables in the middle, they're going to be like burger sections where people can build all of their burgers, which I think looks quite nice. Added some custom heads there just to make it look a little bit more colourful. And then I also added some food in the order window as well. And it wouldn't be a McDonald's without the ice cream machine break-in, so managed to add that in as well. And then I thought I'd change the floor in the order section just to add a bit more variety. Thought the floor was too dark in that kitchen as well, so I changed that. And then finally, just for the last section of our build, I added a little staff chill room and some toilets just to finish off. And now to deal with these guardians. So I've made a texture pack where I transformed the guardians into these burger kind of monsters around the McDonald's, which was quite entertaining. I love texturing these. So yeah, I had them swimming all around the McDonald's to kind of guard it from any enemies, which I think was quite nice. And after a lot of editing in Photoshop, I got these guardians that look like hamburgers, which I think that's pretty cool. So these burger guardians will protect the McDonald's from any intruders. And that is our McDonald's all complete. And I'm really happy with how this turned out. I love this building so much. I just love how we literally turned the Sea Temple into a McDonald's using the shape of it, which I think looks really cool. And I think it worked pretty well. And what I particularly like about this is the fact that I could actually use some of the arcs from the Sea Temple for the M's over here, which I think was a nice touch to it as well. And I also love all these submarines that are just in the driver here, which I think looks pretty cool considering it's all underwater. So I thought submarines would be a nice addition to the build. I've just added the traditional touches as well. So we got our famous McDonald's M sign just here. And I managed to fit the McDonald's text on the roof as well. And I was worried I weren't able to fit it, but luckily it did. And I didn't actually realise you could place item frames underwater, which was quite a surprise to me. I generally thought I was going to have trouble placing them. So yeah, I just got the menu boards there. And then moving on to the interior, I'm really happy with how this turned out. Took me a while to add all the seats in because it is quite a big McDonald's. But yeah, just went with a nice comfy seat design. Thought I'd use some wall and some slabs for like some sort of comfy sofa kind of thing. And I thought I'd just use some different colours. So I've got some grey sofas, got some yellow, got some green, just to fit in with the kind of McDonald's theme. One of my favourite things about this build is this order display. And I realised because banners kind of like flap when you place them, it kind of makes this slab disappear and like reappear. But I thought it'd be quite cool to add that because it kind of makes a working line of start button for when you order, which I think looks quite cool. And then for a bit of extra decoration, I added these 2 banners. Got some nice french fries here, got some burgers, which I think looks quite nice, fits into the kind of McDonald's theme. And it wouldn't be one of my builds without spamming loads of custom heads everywhere because I just love custom heads. So yeah, I've got loads of different custom heads, got some fries here, got some burgers, some nice cookies, got some Coke, just all the things that McDonald's would usually sell. Feel like the ice cream cone shouldn't be here because let's be honest, who can get an ice cream at McDonald's nowadays? And then moving on just a little bit, we've got our little ketchup dip station, just got 2 different coloured walls for the different sauces and got some nice bins just either side there. And then just coming into the kitchen here, we've got our little place where they pick up all the food to give to the customers. Thought it would be nice to add a little M in the wall here, which I think looks quite nice. And then if we come in here, we've got a big row of fridges for all the storage of all their food and that. And then we've got our drive-through system here, which I think looks quite nice. I did have to add some stairs here just because the submarines were so high up, just the way I designed them. So I had to add a few stairs there, but I think that looks not too bad. And if we come over here, we have got our little burger grill section. I thought it would be nice to add an item frame with a block of wool in it, which I think looks quite nice because it looks like the burger's frying on the griddle there. And I thought I'd add some stone pressure plates just to make it look more like a griddle itself. And then just coming over here, we just got our fryers. Got all of our fryers. And then we got our chip station, which fills up all the chips here. And then we've got our little kind of burger kind of creating stations. Got 3 of these where they just build all the burgers just here. And then we've got our famous ice cream machine, which has leaked everywhere, but that does not surprise me at all. And then moving on here, we've got our toilet areas. We've just got 2 of them in each room. Just got our classic kind of toilet design with the hopper and the trapdoor, which I think looks quite nice. And then just at the back here, we've got our kind of staff office here where they can just relax and chill from a hard day at work. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I can't believe I actually managed to turn a sea temple into a McDonald's. It was just an idea I had one day, and I'm actually pretty impressed with how it turned out. And I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. So thanks for watching, and have a good day.